Congratulations everyone, we have successfully repelled the Illuminate, and with the successful completion of this major order, we can now move on to our fight against the Terminids and the Automatons. So in the conclusion of our major order, we have the report from High Command. The resurgent Illuminate have been repelled by the Helldivers. Order has been restored on Calypso. It is assessed that a small cell of the Illuminate forces survived the eradication at the end of the First Galactic War, staying hidden until now. Recent democratic activity may have made their discovery imminent, precipitating the recent attack. The shocking invasion of Calypso left colonies in ruins. Thousands remain unaccounted for. Multiple units have reported human-like combatants on the battlefield. Investigations into these reports are ongoing. Despite the audacity of this shocking and unprovoked assault, the Helldivers have once again proved their unmatched martial prowess. The enemy has retreated in defeat. Sea recon units will soon hunt down any remnants. As soon as they are located, they will be eradicated. Now, the Illuminate have retreated from Calypso, but that does not mean that they are down for the count. This threat still exists, and in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about what I think we're going to see from the Illuminate in the future. So, Arrowhead has basically come out and stated that the Illuminate are going to be a recurring issue that we'll have to deal with in the future, and that it won't be a traditional full-scale galactic war like we're fighting with the Automatons and the Terminids. Instead of having multiple planets under their control and large swaths of the galaxy that we're contesting over, the Illuminate are going to be using guerrilla tactics. So what I expect to see in the near future is going to look something more like this. Every once in a while, maybe on a monthly or a weekly basis, we're going to see the Illuminate invade another planet like they did on Calypso, and the major order will shift, and it'll be an all-hands call from the Helldivers to push back the Illuminate and recapture the planet. But on every subsequent invasion, I think we're going to see new enemies, new mission types, and it's going to get more complicated and more difficult as it goes. I saw a lot of comments from a lot of Helldivers saying that the Illuminate faction was the easiest faction so far to fight, especially once we figured out what tactics worked and what didn't. So for future Illuminate invasions, I think that is not going to be the case. I think they're going to have more complicated mission types that are going to require more from the squads on the field, and I think they're going to be fielding newer and stronger enemy types that are going to give us a real run for our money. Now, of the Illuminate enemies we saw in this most recent incursion on Calypso, the Voteless, the Overseers, the Watchers, and the Harvesters, you can see some correlation between the first and second Galactic Wars as far as what units the Illuminate are fielding. The Watchers are pretty much a one-for-one. The Overseers are somewhat like the Apprentice with their long electric staff, and then obviously the Harvester is very much like the Strider, but there were no Voteless in the First War, and I think that's mostly due to the nature of what the Illuminate are doing. They're attacking planets, converting the populations of those planets into mindless hordes, and then using them against Super Earth. But there are still several different enemy types that were from the original Galactic War in Helldivers 1 that we might see in future Illuminate incursions. One of the enemy types we may see make a comeback in Helldivers 2 is the Illusionists. Now, the Illusionists were high-ranking members of Illuminate society, and you could see them riding in a chair hovering above the ground with a shield around them where they would launch homing projectiles at their enemies. Now, if you got hit by one of these homing projectiles, you would see your controls all reversed, so moving forward would move you backward, left would move you right, and all of your stratagems would become scrambled, a lot like what we've seen with the Mental Disruptor Tower in this most recent incursion. We may also see some more medium units that kind of bridge the gap between the Overseers and the Strider, much like how the Automatons have the Scout Striders and Hulks before you get all the way up to the Factory Strider. The Illuminate might also field some medium to heavy infantry or mobile units that would help to fill that gap, fill that niche between your infantry and your heaviest weapons on the battlefield. One thing is for sure though, guys, the Illuminate are not finished, and there is still a lot more content to be seen in regards to the Illuminate invasion and the war on Super Earth. But let's not forget that we are still fighting a war on two fronts against the Automatons and the Terminids. It would not surprise me if Joel had plans to use the Illuminate to distract us while the Automaton and the Terminids make major gains into Super Earth territory, pushing us closer and closer to the brink. That kind of distraction at a key moment could be enough to tip the scales of balance towards our enemy's hands, and we need to be ready so that they aren't able to take us off guard. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and leave a comment below on what you think Arrowhead is going to throw at us next when it comes to the Illuminate. Do you think we're going to start a long series of guerrilla wars taking planet by planet against the Illuminate, or do you think there is a larger, more full-scale offensive coming in the future? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.